Hey guys, Sean McClassic style, Sean McHalo Bro video here. So there's some rumors going around about 343 already working on a brand new Halo game. Jez Corden, who has also leaked all the stuff about certain affinities, Halo Infinite Battle Royale, is saying that he's pretty sure 343 is working on another Halo project that isn't Halo Infinite. He's fairly sure, but not 100% sure. So I've actually heard this myself from just a couple of sources, so I figured we'd talk about it. If I had to rate my confidence on this information, I'd give it like a 7 out of 10, compared to like the certain affinity battle royale stuff, which I would have rated like a 10 out of 10 level of confidence. But yeah, man, I did hear, I heard a while ago actually, at least a couple months ago, that 343 really is working on another Halo game. And I heard that his Joe Staten is kind of the one like kind of leading this. All I really heard is that it's kind of like in the planning stages, and that's why I don't give it like a ton of confidence because if it's just in the planning stages, things can change constantly. It's not like they're not in active development on a new Halo game. It's just the planning stages I heard, so it could be canceled at any time. But indeed, like Jez Corden, like I've heard, the main goal right now is to make a new Halo game. And there's no ETA on it, but my best speculation, like based off what I've been told, I would say, 2025, absolute earliest. One thing we'll talk about in a second, like even before I was told this, I was like, dude, like just when I look at it from a business perspective, I'd be like, yeah, like making a new game, like is the move, as much as that might not make us happy like right now. But before we keep going, we got to get something quick out of the way because I'm sure a lot of people's first reaction to this is, Sean Dubs, yo, I thought 343 said Halo Infinite was a 10-year game. So how could they already be working on another game? Honestly, I'm surprised this is still like even said in the Halo community, considering like the facts around this statement. It's a little awkward to talk about, but quite literally, like the whole Halo Infinite's going to be a 10-year game thing came from now former studio head Chris Lee, and he said it in an interview with IGN. It's about creating Halo Infinite as the start of the next 10 years for Halo. But bro, this dude said this, and then after the July reveal, I still don't know what happened to him. Windows Central says he resigned. I heard he might have been fired. I don't know. All we need to know, step back. All we need to know is that the dude who said Halo Infinite was going to be 10 years, he said this, and then very shortly thereafter, he was gone, man. He was gone. And if these rumors that, people like me and Jez Corden are getting are true, for sure it's not going to be a 10-year game. I think it'll get support for many years to come, Halo Infinite. But, 10 years from now, I absolutely do not think Halo Infinite's going to be the main game. I think it's going to be this new game. Now, real quick, assuming 343 really is planning a new game and the sources are accurate, why would they be doing that? Based on 343's own roadmap, and we've been over this in many videos, it's clear it's going to take like 2 to 3 years minimum if they try to add like all the features to Halo Infinite that the community wants. And the reason it will take 2 to 3 years is because the game launched so bare bones, right? Like Halo Infinite really did launch that light on content. So I say 2 to 3 years, and I think 343's own roadmap backs that up, man. I mean, they still don't even have a lot of stuff on there that we want, like the progression system and whatnot. Okay, so 2 to 3 years to get the multiplayer to a point where the community will be like, wow, this is how the game should have launched, right? That's, that's my opinion, but I stand by it. Now, on the campaign side, this is something I was also told by these sources that said 343 is making another game. I was told that making a solid piece of campaign DLC for Halo Infinite, it would take like 2 to 3 years minimum from like start to finish. Like they got to plan it out and then actually make it. I am not a game developer, but I mean, it just seems like common sense that, yeah, it would take 343 in particular, it would take them 2 to 3 years to make like a solid piece of campaign DLC. And by solid piece of campaign DLC, I mean something that essentially would be similar in scope and size as the campaign that we actually got, right? Because as much as I enjoyed Halo Infinite's campaign, like you can knock that thing out in like, what, 8 to 10 hours, the main quest, and then it's like another 10 hours max if you do all the side stuff together. So it's really like not that long of a campaign. It's not that big of a campaign. So if you do DLC, it's like, it's gotta be at least like 10 hours of content. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I think 2 to 3 years, because they'd essentially be making like a campaign that's close in size to what we already got. So now pretend along with me, guys. You're Joseph Staten right now. You come in here, it's gonna take 2 to 3 years to get the multiplayer going. and then it's going to take another 2 to 3 years if you want to do campaign DLC for Infinite, right? And remember, they can't 343 is not an independent studio. They can't just do this, right? Like they have to come up with a plan and then they got to bring it to Microsoft, and Microsoft has to sign off on it. Why? Because Microsoft funds the studio, right? So quick pop quiz, you Joe Staten, what could you do instead of doing campaign DLC, especially knowing it's going to take 2 to 3 years? Same thing with the multiplayer. What could you do? What could you do? If you somehow didn't guess it, yes, you just make a whole new game, man. If it's going to take 2 to 3 years, let's just say it would actually take 3 years to do campaign DLC for Halo Infinite. Bro, you might as well just make a whole new game, right? You might as well just take 4 or 5 years and just make an all new awesome campaign, right? From the ground up. Learn from all the mistakes that were made from Halo Infinite. Multiplayer is the same thing. You can't completely abandon multiplayer like you kind of could with campaign, right? You still got to do something for multiplayer, but you don't have to go all out and add all the features that the community wants. You could kind of just do the bare minimum, like one new big team battle map every 6 months. And just from a business perspective, Halo Infinite, I know for a fact, made a ton of money at launch. I was told that. And I mean, it seems obvious to me that it would have made a ton of money. Halo 5 made a ton of money. And dude, people can say all they want. Oh, I would not buy the next Halo game. I would not play it. Okay, bro, if they announce it 2 years from now and it's going to come out 3 or even 4 years from now, 3 to 4 years from now, you will have moved on from your, disappointment from Halo Infinite. You will play that game, right? Come on, man. MCC was a disaster. We forgave them for that. Halo 5 was not well received. Okay. But we all showed up for Halo Infinite. That's my thing. I refuse to be a hypocrite. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, no, if 343 announced a new Halo game in 3 years, I'm not playing that. BS, man. BS, man. I would be hyped for it the same way you guys would. I would hope that based off of Halo Infinite, I wouldn't be as hyped, nowhere near as hyped, a little more cautious, right? But I'm not going to act like if 3 to 4 years from now, 343 announces a new Halo game, oh, we learned from all our mistakes from Halo Infinite. I'm not going to act like I wouldn't be somewhat excited for that, right? Like, if you're going to sit there and say you're not excited for it, I don't know. I don't think I believe you, especially if you're watching one of my videos. You have to be a big Halo fan. But anyways, that's the info, guys. The rumor is they're working on another Halo game. I've heard the rumor, okay? I'm pretty confident in the rumor, in the sources. But, like usual, take it with a grain of salt. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of 343 making another game. And hey, if you're not subscribed already, please drop me a sub. I don't ask for a subscription until the end of the video. I get right into my videos. No fluff, nothing in the start. All right? So if you appreciate that, again, drop me a sub if you're not already subbed. And hey, that's all I got for now. And I'll see you guys for Season 2 tomorrow. Peace.